What is poppin', guys? Today I have my SPL Week 5 battle. This is versus Frizy. My team, the Classics, was playing the Sharks, and that's the team that Frizy is on. CTC is actually on this team, and he subbed into SPL. CTC, like you guys know, he doesn't really care about Pokemon, but he subbed in just to play me this week. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I can play CTC. He'll actually try. Unfortunately, it was Sunday. He did not show up at all throughout the entire day, and they had to sub him out. Otherwise, it'd be an activity win for me. So they subbed in Frizy. So unfortunately, I couldn't play CTC, but this game is pretty decent too. So if you're looking at the team I'm using, it's actually a team that CTC made. I was gonna use it versus him regardless because even though yes, he knows the teams, tell me what's surprising about my team. Like, is there any Pokemon on here that you don't know what it's going to do? Besides, I guess, Charizard, but CTC has two variants of this team, one with Zard X and one with Zard Y. I'm rocking the Zard Y version just because CTC usually does have a reliance on fat cores and that kind of thing when he tries, and Zard Y can really tear apart a lot of his stuff because he really likes running stuff like Torn, Fire, Water, Grass cores, and Zard just eats those up. And then the rest of the team, I mean, this is just like how his team was. I didn't really mess with it. Weavile obviously has Pursuit, works in combo with Zard. Life Orb Driller is pretty much there to break holes, and Hippo's there to give sand, and then Ferrothorn is for layers and just a secondary water resist. Frizzy's team, this is CTC's team, it's just a really fat, disgusting team. Like, it's Scarf Breloom, which is actually kind of smart because it could lure in my Zard, kill that thing turn 1, Spore everything on the team besides Pharaoh and that kind of thing. So that's actually pretty decent versus me. Calm Mind Clef shouldn't be a huge problem when I have a Life Orb Drill, which is going to kill it. Gastro, I mean, I have a Ferrothorn, everything beats it pretty hard. I mean, Zard can even switch in because Scald does nothing in Sun. Tran's a tad bit annoying, but Lottie has Roost, so as long as he's not Taunt, which I mean, he probably is, but like, I can play around the Zard as well. I mean, I always have Focus Blast too, but relying on that sucks. Tornadus, not a big problem from what I saw. Like, the matchup was really in my favor. I mean, looking at it, when I first saw Team Preview, I was like, alright, this shouldn't be a super hard game to get through, just because of how badly Zard and Life Orb Drill manhandle this team. So, I'm going to lead off with Excadrill because I expected him to lead off with his Heatran, predicting me to lead off with my Zard Y. That way, if he split F, he could get off a quick Toxic and then pivot between this, Clefable, and Tornadus to pretty much make my Zard useless, and then it'd be really, really prediction heavy. So I'm going to lead off with Excadrill predicting that. He actually leads off with Breloom. So I was thinking, alright, this is probably some Toxic Orb type stuff. So I switch out, and I go right into my Ferrothorn. Now here, the fact that he goes for Spore, and then I don't see any Toxic Orb or anything like that makes me immediately think this is probably a Scarf Breloom. Now, while that may seem bad, I just assume that that's what it is going to be, because you wouldn't run an offensive Technician, really frail Breloom on a really fat stall team like this. So the reason I wanted to Ferrothorn straight up was because I was like, this is really the most expendable member on my team. I'm probably not going to be getting up layers as it is, seeing how he has the Sableye. So I wanted to Ferrothorn just to kind of lay up the spikes ASAP because he has no hazard removal. 4 of these guys get affected by spikes, and that's going to just be really, really great in general for when he tries to bring in his Tran and his Sableye on some of my Pokemon. So he goes into Heatran here. I just lit up a spike. I wanted to kind of stay in here because it was pretty obvious he was going for rocks, but I mean, there's no shame going into Hippo here. My Hippowdon's mixed defenses, so Lava Plume only does around like 30-ish. He goes for the taunt here, and yeah, no, I can't go for rocks. I believe he switches out now and brings in his Breloom, but I'm pretty sure I double myself. Yeah, I double up, and I go into Latios on the Breloom, and this confirms the Scarf suspicions because Sand hits him first, and I was like, alright, so now here, I'm just going to go right back into my Ferrothorn. Like I said, this thing, most expendable Pokemon on my team. As soon as Sableye Mega evolves, this thing becomes completely useless. It's a liability, in fact. So he actually Spores again, which gives me another opportunity to get up a Spike. So now I was like, oh, this is looking good. Like, this is nice. He's not going to Sableye, which I'm not really sure why he was so hesitant to go into Sableye, especially when I have Rocks up. So my Zard can't really just come in safely, so if I was him, I probably would have gone into Sableye, but he's going to crit my Hippo on the switch. I mean, the crit's whack, but it's way worse if he burned me, so that's fine. I know here there's a very small chance of him going for another taunt, and I'm just going to get up these rocks because I assumed he's either going to go into Breloom or he's going to go into Sableye. Now, the reason I'm playing so I'm not risky, but like offensively, like not selecting off with Hippo when I'm at 50 and that kind of thing. The reason I'm playing so defensively with these is because, like I said, from the preview I realized Drill and Zard are going to be doing the most work. Lottie's kind of just a pivot into Tran, but yeah, those are going to be doing the most work. I don't have to play super offensively with my, defensively with my Ferrothorn and Hippo. I really just want layers up, and versus a team with no hazard removal and an actual like hazard repellent. Getting up this many hazards is just like more than I could ever ask for. So that worked out really well. And at this point, like I realized my Hippowdon and Ferrothorn pretty much did their jobs. I mean, they got up layers. They're not going to be walling much. And really all I need to do is find an opportunity to spin. So he brings in Sableye. There's nothing I want to take a burn, and I really don't want Zard to have to switch into a foul play. So I'm just going to go for the Whirlwind here, and I'm thinking, you know what, just let me get into something good. And he actually Whirlwinds me out right into Zard, which is like the best case scenario. I mean, it's fine either way, so I'm just going to be able to go for a Roost here, Mega Evolve. I believe he just stays in and goes for a foul play. Yeah, he just goes for a foul play. But luckily, I'm 0 attack IV, so foul play is not a 2-hit KO. I changed that last minute, so that's a good thing. I wanted to Focus Blast here, but I also realized I need to keep Heatran at full. Just to, like, I was playing really safe because, like I said, the matchup is so heavily skewed in my favor. Why would I play like this? I'm going to go into my Lottie here because, like I said, that's my only switch into Heatran, as he actually makes the double into his Clef. Probably predicting the Focus Blast. As he's going to reveal later, he's T-Wave Clef, so he was probably trying to take a Focus Blast plus Flamethrower, then hit me up with the T-Wave. But I go into Hippo here, just scouting, as he makes the double into Breloom, probably predicting this, or he predicted the Breloom, I don't remember which one. But yeah, now here I'm just going to go for the Slack Off as he goes for the Force Palm. I was pretty confident that he was going to try to make some sort of prediction because he's really in the back, and if I go into Ferrothorn again, I'm going to be able to Power Whip something. He cannot let his Heatran continuously take all this damage from layers, so yeah, I was pretty confident that he would just stay in, and that works out pretty well here. I go for the EQ here. I don't really know why I did this. I think I predicted the Breloom, but even then, looking back at it, Whirlwind just was a much better play, so it is what it is. He goes for the Hurricane here. Gets the confusion, but luckily I do not hit myself. Because I'm mixed defense, luckily that's not a 2-hit KO, but it still did a decent amount, which was kind of worrisome. But I mean, as long as I keep my stuff healthy, Torn can't OHKO anything, so that's nice. He goes into Gastrodon. Latios, Latios isn't really going to be able to do too much damage when he has Clef, but I want to keep Latios because it can switch into the water and fire type moves from Gastro and Heatran. So he goes into Torn. I don't know if he predicted that, as I'm going to go into Weave Out. Now, here's the thing. He's going to miss Hurricane here, and that obviously sucks, but I didn't exactly need my Weave Out that much when he has a Clef that can deal with it, a max defense Gastro that can deal with it, and that kind of thing. So I wasn't really, like, trying to keep my Weave Out. Obviously the miss sucks, but it also, like, here's the thing, that would have done more than 65 as he goes into Clef. So my mentality was, even if he did go for the Hurricane and I was at, like, what, less than 10%, because Hurricane is a strong move, I could Icicle Crush the Clef, take like 40 to 50 off of that thing, die, then bring in Zard, and then I can just kill everything because Clef cannot T-Wave when it's at 60%. That's not what happens. Again, I'm not like downplaying his miss, that sucked, but I'm just like trying to say like what would have happened, or at least what I think. I have to go into Hippo here because I mean it still walls the thing pretty well. I just stay in with my Hippo here because I'm like whatever. I'd rather keep Ferrothorn than the Hippo. He goes for the Seed Bomb. I don't know why he doesn't have Bullet Seed. I think he said it was a miss, like Sav or whatever, which really sucks for him. But yeah, not playing with crits. Need to keep that thing for the Clef. Gonna go right into Ferrothorn. The Seed Bomb does negative damage, and yeah, he pretty much the first mon goes down 20 turns in. So now he pretty much has a free switch in into his Torn to you know, do some damage. But my mentality here was sack the Ferrothorn, get off a Gyro Ball, Pursuit Trap him with Weave Out. And yep, now he can switch out if he wants, but I mean, I'm just gonna go for the Leech Seed to pressure the Heatran if that's what he chooses to do. Nope, he just stays in, kills off my Ferrothorn, and now I'm able to just go into my Weave Out. That's why this is where the Hurricane miss mattered, because now he loses his Tornadus. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I thought the matchup was heavily in my favor, but I'm definitely gonna not like downplay his hacks as if it didn't matter. He goes into Clef now. I go into Hippo because, again, this thing can take 2 from 59%. I believe he crits this one. No, my bad. He crits in the future, but whatever. He gets off a 26% roll. I think I just slack. Yeah, oh, okay. I just slack off here, knowing that it's my safest play. +1 Moonblast does not do 50%, so it's not like I'm in a losing battle. Yep, see, only does 43. I Whirlwind him out, and I think I get, what do I get? Gastrodon, yeah. This is actually kind of nice too because it makes Gastrodon forced to recover, so I kind of get like a free turn here to just go into my Latios, and I think that is exactly what I do, yeah. And then I think I'm gonna Roost here too, because I mean he does have the Clef, and most Clefs are heavily physically offensive, so what's it called? Like most Clefs are EV to take 2 Sashaks. So he's gonna be able to go into that pretty easily. I believe here I go right back into my Hippo because it's like, why not? It's the safest thing. I can continuously make everything take spikes and stealth dark damage. But here he crits, so I was like, ooh, that's kind of bad. Alright, let's see where I can go from here. I'm just gonna sack my Hippo because then I realized, wait a minute, drill outspeeds everything, and as soon as I get the free drill switch, I mean, looking back at it, I could have gone in the drill. I mean, it takes 20% from Moonblast, so I mean, I think I was playing a little too cautiously when, I mean, I didn't have much to fear. But actually, no, I did, because I didn't know what his last move on Clef was. If it was Flamethrower and I switched in Drill, I mean, I'm taking like 50-60%. Like, that's not an ideal situation. So, I Earthquake here, knock out the Tran, which makes me go in the back of my head. Alright, now Zarya's just going to tear him apart. I switch out here because, I mean, Drill kills everything, no point. I go into Weave Out pretty much on the sack, but he just recovers up. And now I go for the Icicle Crash, I think, and it does about half, yeah, 49%. And I flinch, but that's not even going to end up mattering because I'm just going to miss the next one and he's going to recover up. And yeah, so that's completely fine. Now here, there's like a 150% chance he just clicks recover. Why would you keep your Sableye at 50% when I'm going to die of Life Orb? So I keep that Death Fodder, going to Zard. That's an easy play. And now I'm just going to click Flamethrower because I can just spam Flamethrower. Foul Play is not going to kill me. Yep, that's 41, which is a higher roll, but I know Sableye's not packing Shadow Sneak. It's not packing any Sucker Punches. Just going to go for the Flamethrower, knock this thing out, and then now he's going to go into Clef. Now, this is my only thing to kind of, well, I guess Latios can beat Gastro, but I want to keep the Zard healthy when I can spin with my Drill on both of these guys so that I can kill the Gastro with a Solar Beam. But here, I'm actually going to go into Latios. Now, I did have a Weavile at 5%, which would have been perfect sack, then go into Drill, guarantee the win. But the reason I went into Weavile was on the off chance that he went for the double into Gastro here. Now, that might seem weird, but my mentality was if he predicts me to sack the Weavile, then he knows Drill's going to come in, and then it's 100%, it's over. I'm going to win this no matter what. So I figured he might just try to make an aggressive play, go into Gastro, and if he did go into Gastro, my Lottie would come in on the double. Also, Lottie's also pretty much useless at this point, because again, Clef walls it. So I thought if he makes the double, I can bring this thing in. Pretty sure that's a Fizz Def, what's it called? A physically defensive Gastro, judging from his team like composition, so I figured I'd just knock it out with a Draco. So I'm just making plays in my head that were the safest to go from. In fact, he just goes for a Thunder Wave, which again, like, it's really fine. Latios, it's not like a really needed team member. So now I go into Weavile, sack that thing. He doesn't click Calm Mind or anything, and now the game is pretty much over. I'm gonna go into Exodrill now. The reason I'm not Iron Heading, I'm actually gonna go for the EQ, is because one, even Crit Moonblast isn't gonna do anything. And two, it's because a max defense Gastron at 100%, even after all the layers, can actually take an Iron Head plus an Earthquake. It's that bulky. And you're going to see that he's actually running like the bulkiest Gastro you can run. Complete max defense, max HP. But all I need to do here is click Rapid Spin. Solar Beam does like 100, like I think it's like 170% minimum. So I'm just going to, you know, stall him out. I mean, he's going to stall me out of Earthquakes and let me die with Life Orb damage. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm gonna go for the next Earthquake. As you can see, it's kind of just bouncing off. And then I'm going to die, going to be able to bring in my Zard. God, this is the best part. I bring in my Zard, and then in the chat I write Ultra Light Beams, and I hit him with the nicest Solar Beam ever, and down goes the Gastrodon. So, good game to Frizy. You know, hopefully I'll meet CTC in the playoffs, but nevertheless, it's a pretty good game. I had a pretty good matchup, so hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and later, guys. Peace.